So, as I said, my name is Fran Peterson. The theme of the month is abundance. Reverend Laura put out a call to practitioners to ask if we wanted to speak. And actually, I would rather do a lot of things than public speaking. But I do have some ideas and things to say, and I can talk forever. I mean, if I'm going to just pretend y'all are in my living room, and we're just having a conversation, and same with people online. I just don't like the idea of cameras and all that stuff, so I'm going to ignore that that's even there. But Reverend Laura said to me, I'm glad you volunteered because I realize you have a healthy relationship with money. And I would agree with that. I'm a good money manager. I'm not wasteful. I don't have a lot of fear around money. I'm willing to be patient and wait for things. I don't have to have things instantaneously. I can, slowly save money to get a new refrigerator that I've wanted for 25 years. But, and I'm willing to work for it. I've always been willing to work. I was always the kid in the neighborhood that had a little money to treat their friends to an ice cream or something because I was willing to babysit and do things like that to make a little extra money. I came from a middle-class family. It was feast or famine. My dad was in sales, so sometimes there was a little more than other times. I think my parents kind of lived on the edge. They didn't talk a lot about money. We certainly did not get everything we wanted. There were plenty of things that I wanted growing up that I wasn't able to get, like fancy clothes to match the kids in my neighborhood or whatever. That just wasn't in the cards. But they had a very generous spirit, and there was always room at the table for other people. There was always room at if a kid wanted to spend the night, or if another kid was getting kicked out of their house or something. There was always room at our house for them. And I always asked if someone could come for dinner, but I don't think I can ever remember being turned down. So there was always extra people. There was always enough. So I grew up with this idea of sort of like basic security, basic trust, always enoughness. And my dad was the primary breadwinner, and he was like, he was like the all and everything in our house. Everything revolved around my father. Well, lo and behold, my father got sick right when I was starting to go to college. And my sister had gone to college on a lot of scholarships. Well, that was not going to happen for me because I wasn't a real serious student, let's put it that way, in high school. And so there were no scholarships in my future. And so I borrowed money to go to college, and I went to community college, and I was okay with it. I just wanted to become a nurse, and it really didn't matter how I got there. And so I did that, and I realized at an early age, probably about when my dad got sick, because like I said, I trusted my father implicitly that, he was going to keep us safe, he was going to keep us warm, he was going to keep us fed, but all of a sudden he couldn't. So I sort of developed this idea of being my own security and trusting in the universe, trusting in God. And I don't know if that was innate or whether it was something I learned. I don't know whether my feeling about money was something innate or whether it was something learned. I really can't identify a specific time that happened. But I began taking classes at this center, which was then a church 40 years ago, and I've really not ever stopped. I learned about the flow and the give and take and the abundant universe, and I started practicing grateful thinking. And I would say that probably was the key to everything, because there's a whole thing about being satisfied with what you have, and then more will be given. But if you're always out there wanting more and wanting more and wanting more, there really never will be enough. There really never will be enough. because, and it doesn't mean you have to be complacent and willing, not strive and not have goals and all that, but satisfaction's a whole nother thing about knowing at your core that there is enough and that I am enough and I have always been. And everybody sitting in this room, there's enough, or you wouldn't be sitting here. We've all had enough food. We've all had enough water. We all have enough air. We all have enough of everything to sustain us, or we wouldn't be sitting in this room. And again, it doesn't mean we have to be satisfied. I mean, we have to be complacent and not strive for more and better. And I mean, God only knows, I would love to be able to walk without a cane. However, I'm very grateful I don't have pain. And I'm grateful that I can walk at all. And I'm grateful that I am not bedridden. And so I sort of have a feeling of, in my life, of just ever upward mobility and gratitude, always. I think that one of the big downfalls, and well, I'm going to go back. I also have to applaud this community for the support. I've always given my time, my talent, my treasure, as did my husband for the past 40 years. But it's returned so much more to me. It's returned great amount of companionship and love and activities and certainly knowledge and feelings of well-being that I don't know that I could have really gotten anywhere else. And I kind of, and this is a little bit judgmental of me, I kind of feel bad about what the pandemic did to all of us, in the sense of there are a lot of people still afraid to go out of their house. And I feel that they're missing out. And I know some of them, for many reasons, can't drive, or they live too far away, or they can't be around other people. I know that all happens. And then there's this other group of people, and I was actually one of them, that really enjoyed sitting in my pajamas, drinking a cup of coffee, going to church online. But I think that I get more out of being with other people in person. And so I make a little bit of an effort to do that. And I think that, again, I've always been willing to work and make a little effort. I don't think any of this stuff some of it comes naturally, but I don't think it comes easily. I mean, I still study with Justin and do book studies and still try to learn and grasp more and try to have a closer relationship with God. And, money is just one form of expression, one form of energy. I do feel we need to share it. I feel we need to grow it. I know we needed to pay for certain things. That's just the world we live in. But it's really just barter and exchange. And I feel it's only good when it's circulated. And it also is only one form of abundance. We can have abundance in, like I said, health, wealth, love, friends, you name it. I've got a great abundance of things in my house that probably has gotten a little bit out of hand. And, but I'm working on it, so. But Eckhart Tolle says, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. So, and that's probably one of my very deepest beliefs, that gratitude for what you really have. Because I don't think you can go anywhere without that gratitude. I don't think you can expand without that gratitude. I don't think you can grow without that. I also try to stop comparing myself to other people. There's always going to be someone prettier, smarter, richer, you name it. Has a better car, better house, is able to do more things. I am kind of envious of people that can sing, though. I have to say that. Sing and dance well. I never could do either of those well. But, I've survived. And Ernest Holmes says, gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. And along with that, Cicero, a million years ago, said, gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. So I think, for me, I have an abundance of friends. I have abundance of money. I actually have an abundance of health and security. Granted, I can't walk without a cane, but I'm also very healthy. And I'm not saying that I accept that and I don't ever want to get better, because I do work at getting better. I go and exercise and do all those things that will make me hopefully be able to walk better in the future. But I'm not going to moan and groan about it and let that run my life. I'm just grateful for what I have, and I kind of ask all you to really think about being grateful for what you have and to share what you don't, or what you have with others, whether it be love, companionship, camaraderie, whatever that is. The only way it's going to grow is to share. And that's kind of all I have to say. And I'm going to turn it over to Debbie to wrap it up.
I think Fran was fantastic. Let's applaud her again. I love it. So I am part 2 of this service. And when Laura asked, who would be willing to do a talk, I jump into yes, because I know that if I wait, I procrastinate, and then I don't offer myself the chance or the opportunity to do something that will stretch me or let me get out of my comfort zone. So I've been with the church. I've been a practitioner for 18 years and been with this church since 2000. And I love this church and what it has done for me and how it has grown me as a person into my spirituality. Before I start, I wrote this a long time ago about abundance, and I just want to read it. It's very short. A thought is like a paintbrush, boldly sweeping over the canvas of my life. I look through the eyes of truth and paint a picture of the world in God's universe, ever flowing and accepting, moving effortlessly in a continuous circle of giving and loving. Awareness opens me up to unlimited abundance and the good fortune of my experiences. Blissful gratitude surrounds me, creating a space for joyous anticipation. My dreams become the wings that lift and allow me to soar to freedom. And that's how I feel about abundance, all the experiences of my life. And there's a quote from Ernest Holmes that says, well, first of all, spiritual living relies on spiritual principles that demonstrate prosperity. And he says, Ernest Holmes reminds us that living from spiritual truth is an act of complete surrender of the human to the divine without the loss of the human. It is an act of complete inflowing of the divine into the human. So we don't lose ourselves, but it flows through us. And the word surrender is kind of like an awkward, maybe word for some people. It's like giving up. But it isn't, it's giving in to the divine to work through us. Now, a little bit of growth in my life. When Fran was talking about her life and security and everything, I grew up with a father who I adored, but he was a gambler. So I was this little girl who, whenever she got money, would hoard it and hold on to it, because I was always afraid I might have to give it to him to help him out, pay a something, a loan or something like that. But I had a sister who was 11 months younger than me, and she was like always giving and never afraid, and she would just spend her money effortlessly. But I always felt like, I had this little purse and I just kind of held it, close to me and like, okay, I'm not going to let it go. So in a way, knowing my father was a gambler, that money goes freely sometimes, you get it and then it goes. I was a little bit in this lack consciousness, thinking, well, I got to hold on to it or it's just going to go away. So, and whenever my sister and I accumulated some money, sometimes he needed it, so we gave it to him, to help him. But I mean, he was one of those men that was so charming, and you couldn't help but love him, But it was a growth. So my idea growing up was a little bit in that lack and limitation stage. But as I grew up and I came into this philosophy, I started learning about things, and I believed that, things were possible. And I started writing like that, a poem about abundance, that, hey, it's not just the money, it's the experiences in my life. It is the blessings of friendship. That's the abundance of friendship. I found so many people that supported me and believed in me. And Shirley Shutt, who is doing High Watch over there, was one of my first mentors and my teacher. And she taught me so much, and I appreciate her so much. When I was beginning in foundation class, and I was so quiet. I couldn't even speak. They wondered, I even had to have a conversation with my minister just to say, hey, hi, I'm Debbie Little. I know I haven't been talking in class. I want you to get to know me. So, but over the years, and belief in me from friends and mentors opened me up. So I wasn't, this shy little girl anymore. I'd grown into this woman who was delving into these belief systems, into knowing that, prosperity, is so much more than money but then I still had some little tight spots in me. And I had another mentor, Michelle Taylor, and I had told her that I was having trouble in one area of my life. And it was like due to my, rent and paying it. And she had a conversation with me, and I am so grateful that I listened to her about, Debbie, if you do this, right, and put this aside every month and don't touch it, every paycheck, then you'll have it. You'll always have it. It was a simple thing. And then I said, you know what? I could ignore her and just go on doing the things that I used to do, or I could listen. And that was so many years ago, and it has helped me so much to know that, yes, I have enough. And it was like, I'm always wondering, like people say, well, okay, I was at this low point, and then, wow, my life was fantastic. And I'm always like, what are the missing parts? What are those missing parts in between that brought you from here to here, And I was trying to figure out, well, what is it? And it is the study of developing the consciousness of abundance. It's the consciousness, that thought process that we have to develop to really, know that wherever we go, like Fran was saying, gratitude, forgiveness too, forgiveness, tithing. I was a little hesitant at first to tithe because I thought, I don't have enough. And I slowly started until I built it up. So every paycheck, I give a pretty good amount. And I'm like, and it doesn't take away from anything, in my paycheck or what I have to pay or what I have to do. And I felt like, wow, I really progressed because I believed that it wasn't taking anything away from me, that it was circulating in all different ways. It was helping this church. It was helping me grow. And I felt so blessed So many opportunities have come up for me. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to write a book one day. Well, it flip-flopped on me, and I produced a CD with Joe Blom's help. Like, I did Wednesday services, so I had abundant of poetry and talks. And we produced it, and that was like quite a long time ago. But a friend of mine, Neil Hayner, produced it. Joe helped me. We recorded it one time. It was like one day, and it was so perfect and beautiful. And it was just a beautiful demonstration of the abundance of everything in my life. And I was able to sell it at the church, and it was called The Beloved. I still have it, but then it was the old CD, so then I put it on a flash drive too. And just meditations and contemplations. And it was like, wow, this is a beautiful experience in my life. And I just really appreciated it. And I could give back to the church through donating part of the money that I got from selling my CD. And there is, we think that it's all about, tithing, but it's forgiveness too. Forgiving ourselves, forgiving those who have maybe caused harm to us or in our life. And I think that's a great part, because we have to kind of deplete and move through those experiences in our life and forgive those and walk through grace and walk through beauty, to know that when we do forgive someone, that's not like we're letting them off the hook, but it is letting ourselves off the hook, because who is it causing harm to? Our bodies. So we need to free ourselves of that experience also. And just, find your purpose in life too. What is it, And somebody asked me once, and I was just striving and thinking, well, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And thought, well, this is really challenging. But you know what I thought for myself? It's just to love everything, to love everybody, despite the differences or whatever. I just want to go through life, finding love, and I do it all around me. I mean, I work with children who are blind. I work for the school district, and working with these little children who are blind, who can't even see anything, is such a wonderful experience for me. I do the Braille for them, and I transcribe Braille, and I'm working ESY right now, and have some adorable 2 little girls that I just adore. And I see the beauty through their eyes that they can't even see, but they are so loving. And they're like, I love you, I just love you. And they're so innocent in their expression of love. So I want to kind of finish my talk with something that I wrote, and it's called Living Without Limits. And I want you just to close your eyes and just kind of feel what these words are expressing. Your voice is my voice. Your dreams are my dreams. Your thoughts intertwine with mine. You are a timeless, spaceless, continuous process of life throughout eternity. Embody that consciousness. It is the birthplace of God's intentions for you. Think of its grandeur, its magnificence, its magnitude. You are the center of divine activity. You are an avenue for expression. Everything that is revealed through your consciousness is possibility. The more you can envision yourself as a spiritual creation, the less limits you place on ideas, and the more you leave them free to bring forth new experiences. You, as individuality, did not appear on a certain day to be nothing, or on another certain day. You have been and now and shall always be you. Emerge from your humanness, from the delusions of labels, and you will welcome to you an open space where consciousness breathes through you, giving a deeper meaning to your life outside of the material realm. Everything is instantly available to you. As day follows night, life seeks you out, and you become the self-expression of infinite possibilities. Be free of old beliefs that bind you to the past, to that memory. Be a dance fully expressing the beauty that you are. There is nothing that binds you or stands in your way. Soar through your life with wings, transforming the boundaries of the little self into greatness, being attuned to the intuitive guidance from within. And so it is. Right now, in this moment, I would like the practitioners who are here to surround our congregation here as we do spiritual mind treatment. And I appreciate all of these people who have supported me through this time of my life. So as we enter the space of silence, we breathe in and breathe out, feeling that expression of life vibrating within ourselves, for it is God that enlivens us, that one intelligence, the power, the beauty, the grace. For we are birthed out of that womb of possibility, unlimited. For God is wisdom and love and grace. And as I know that I am this divine creation of life, I am never separate from God. And as I know this for myself, I know this for everyone here present, that we are that united, beautiful bond, the child of God, that deepest divine expression of life, uniquely is God. So in this moment, I feel a sense of abundance in all areas of my life, in every experience, in every person that I meet, in the beautiful expression of nature, in the ocean, in the sand, everything around us, the children's laughter, the beauty. Everything is in abundance, an experience that we can move through. Unlimited, knowing that God is our source, that we are never separate from that source, and that we develop that abundance consciousness of life, feeling the freedom soar through us like wings carrying us above. In this moment, I am deeply so grateful. So grateful for this moment, grateful for each one of us here today as that divine expression of God, saying simply thank you. As I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it goes out abundantly into the universe, beautifully, and so it is.